talking about? Do you want something from me? I'm gonna have to edit all this out, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so welcome to episode 3 of the Woefully Underprepared podcast. This time, we're a lot more prepared than we were last time. We're not literally winging it. I don't know how to play this game.
We weren't winging it.
Why are you telling me about my... Jesus, good lord.
This isn't the best time to be complaining.
This week we're going to sort of backtrack a little bit and look at Stadia and how that relates to gamers in Australia and gamers in pretty much anywhere other than like the most first world of places.
Like America.
Actually, that's not even true. I've looked up those metrics. It's pretty depressing.
What metrics?
We're going to look at Nintendo's Direct that they did fairly recently. I think they did it on the 9th?
Oh, they did it?
No.
Yeah, they didn't do it then. Yeah, the 4th of September. Look, you're reading your dates like an American, you sausage.
It's true, I am. Well, that's because that's how they gave me the date, and I felt lied to. Where are we going? What are we doing here?
Downstairs, dude.
And there's another story about CyberPunk that we may or may well not get to, depending on things. And how timing happens. Where'd you go? What are we doing? So, yeah. Now that I've dicked around for a bunch. So, Nintendo had a Direct. They announced some things. I guess the biggest announcements from the Direct were Overwatch on Switch.
Which, to be honest...
will be interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I don't even think Overwatch has much of a player base anymore. Which is...
I don't think it still does. Like, it's still... Like, when Overwatch League is happening, it's still pretty high on the old Twitch directory.
Yeah, but Overwatch League...
So I think it still has some degree of a player base.
It's a very PC-oriented game.
Yeah, and as I say, like, Switch is kind of like family fun. And like, for kids. And I don't know how well that'll...
Well, that's just been Nintendo's brand. But I feel like Switch is trying to
fair enough,
away from that, right? Because I think, didn't they say Witcher was coming?
Witcher is coming.
Yeah, so...
But Witcher is also not going to be good on Switch. Like, they did a tech test for it or like they showed it off at, I think it was E3 or something recently. And it's bad. Like, it runs like duty.
I imagine they'll fix that on the day.
I don't think they can. Like, I think it's running as well as it can run.
I don't know. I'll have to see when it comes out, but I'm not gonna get it on Switch. I already own it.
Yeah, but basically it looks like running Switch on PC at like minimum graphics specs, which is like fair, but also like it's not really what you want. And yeah, as I say, like I don't think that looks great, and I don't think it'll get better. Got out by someone. And then they also announced Banjo-Kazooie for Smash, which actually the way they did that was really cool. It was just like, it was the sort of thing where like, the fucking character pack for this season is out right now. So, like, it comes out today, so go and play Banjo-Kazooie.
I'll buy a Switch just to play Banjo-Kazooie in Smash.
I don't remember how to play this game.
Banjo-Kazooie is my favorite, my best friend. I want to be able to kill Gruntilda. Gruntilda better be like come with the pack. That'd be great.
She doesn't.
She better come later. It's bad here, Sam. Why would you put it there?
Look, I was following you, alright, dude.
No, you weren't. I was downstairs.
I don't know what downstairs means. I don't know what that means.
In a sewer.
So, yeah, that's kind of like they announced a whole bunch of other stuff as well from the Direct, but those were kind of
Luigi's Mansion
more prominent things. And again, like neither of us play anything on Nintendo, and I haven't. But how do you use armor in this game?
I mean, Doom's coming to the Switch, which means just another way that Doom can be played. Dude, Doom can be played on a calculator. Not this version of Doom.
How do you use armor? Oh, is that the armor button?
Yes.
Alright, that's the armor button. Nailed it.
Oh, is Rogue? What is Rogue?
Yeah, but
Rogue
so
Company.
after and Divinity Original Sin as well is also coming out for Switch, which is a game that I think I would like, but I'm not sure what it is, and I've also never played it, so I'm not gonna comment on it here.
Yeah, Division. I mean, not Division. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 is also.
Yeah, a bunch
Jedi
of stuff that like
Civilians
a lot of it's
in
like
danger.
great. Like if you got a Switch, sweet. I don't have a Switch, and none of that's gonna convince me to buy one.
No, it just kind of exists, which is
Then
unfortunate.
Post the Direct, so once their Direct had finished, they announced the Nintendo Ring.
Ding ring.
Or
The Ding
I
Ring.
don't think it doesn't officially have a name, but they showed off this very awkward, like, actually it wasn't even that awkward, like PR trailer where they went around to like a whole bunch of different cities and they were using this like ring that
was
you attach the
relatively good
Joy-Cons
for PR.
to.
Yeah, it looks
And
like a
it's
better
like-
version of the
Yeah,
the
go
Wii
ahead.
Fit board. Like a more
Yeah, that's
versatile
what a lot of
version
people have been comparing it to, because I think that's kind of the same market that it's supposed to hit.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's just sort of like part of Nintendo's long history to try and like innovate in regards to gaming. That's why I was surprised that they never did anything with VR.
Yeah, I mean, kind of makes sense because VR is a completely different technology altogether.
I mean, it's still
Well-
like, can you not imagine some dinky little Nintendo thingy coming out being called like the Nintendo Look or some shit? And
That's
it's like
fair.
VR glasses. I'd
I
say
mean,
that.
like-
I'd see that happening.
PlayStation and Microsoft they've got the Kinect and the other one, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why they didn't do anything with VR. Because they were like,
Yeah,
"Look, we went down this
'cause-
rabbit hole before and it was not great, and no one liked it.
Someone
Like
else
we made
did it.
one console that made a lot of money, but it had no sort of staying power to it." For grenades, what's the grenades button?
left in the D-pad.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! There's a guy behind you.
Oh, save me!
All right, next story. Unless you've got something else to say about Nintendo Direct, I think
Yeah, the
something about
Nintendo,
Pokemon
like-
came out, right?
Ding ring. So I don't.
Ding
I
ring?
don't Pokemon.
I
Yeah, the
like
Nintendo
Pokemon.
Ding ring, which
I'm
I
still a little mad about it.
upsets me for some reason.
The ring?
Yeah, calling it the Ding ring, I don't like that. It sounds not good.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to sound like it's not good. It's not called the Ding ring. That's not the.
Yeah, they also like they didn't announce any games or anything from it. They just sort of showed it off a whole bunch of people in a whole bunch of different cities using it. And like
Yeah.
they specifically like called out like city title cards to be like, look, people in this city are using our ring
Which
or
is
whatever.
interesting, but it's I'm
And
a
I
fan. They
like
did
I
a
don't
pretty good
really
it's
know
good-
what the marketing angle is there, other than everyone can use it.
I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of the exact angle. It's the same as the Wii,
That's-
where it's like everyone
Right.
can use it and they
Okay.
can use it for whatever they want. Wii Fit, video games, whatever. Bowling. You can go bowling. I wonder if you could go bowling and then you Ding ring. They should really have
I don't
named
even-
it before.
Yeah, otherwise the internet is absolutely gonna give it a name, and it's not gonna be a name that anyone wants it to have.
It's like the Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah.
Did they end up calling that boat Bodie McBoatface?
Chippy McShipface.
The
that's-
Hitler did nothing wrong? That was great. That was
Yeah,
my
I-
favorite.
Look what
Mountain Dew was
happens.
like, yo, internet, name our new drink, and they did exactly what the internet does.
Yeah, that's a stupid idea. Just step one, don't do it.
Don't ever allow the internet to name anything, basically, because it will always go poorly for you.
Or don't give something. Don't not give something a name. Otherwise, they're gonna give it a stupid name. I'm a bad
The
dude.
internet will name it anyway, and it will be a name that you don't like. 9
You can name
times
it
out of 10.
after like a form of human waste. like the Wii.
I think that's what the Wii is named after.
I mean, it's not, but now you can like actually like it's a sequel to the Wii. It's the two. It's the P. It's the P rank. Alright.
I don't even know, dude. I don't even know what they're like. What is this device back
I made
here?
a mistake.
It's evil.
I'm gonna die.
Just don't.
I didn't. Right.
Yeah, so Nintendo announced their silly looking. Look, I hope all things go well for Nintendo. They're great. People love them.
Yeah, I hope the people
And
gets
you
a
know,
lot of success.
maybe this will be great. Maybe it'll be the new innovation in motion controls that everyone hopes it is. And it'll
Well, yeah, it
sell
looks
great
very
and it'll
flexible,
change the
which
world
I think
and
is
it'll
really
cure
handy.
cancer.
It might be kind of like some sort of resistant to spam plus Joy-Con, which is.
And you
pretty
also
cool.
you can't use it with the revision they put out of the Nintendo Switch, the like Switch Mini or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the one
Lite,
without
I think.
Joy-Cons.
Because that one's Joy-Cons don't come up.
Yeah.
So basically, buy more Nintendos, buy the more expensive Nintendo Switch, right? That's how it
Yeah,
works.
don't ever buy the other one. Because it doesn't make
And
any
people
sense.
did do good things with the like Wii Fit board. Like people like used it to like train amputees to walk again, and like they used it in like gyms and stuff. So we'll see whether or not this has the same impact. But yeah, that's all for basically all for Nintendo. Nintendo wise, again, they're the little console company that could.
And
Everyone thought they were dead, but
still couldn't.
they're still
mean-
kicking. They still don't know how an internet connection works, but you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
they still don't have party chat services
Hostile control point nearby.
for some
Where'd
strange
you go?
reason. Back. Just go back.
All right.
I made a mistake.
So, the next story is one with a bit more sort of
Stadia?
shenanigans to it. Yeah, Google Stadia.
I'm about Stadia.
Everyone's favorite.
I'm actually not about Stadia,
thing.
that's the joke.
Look, I want Stadia to be real. I want it to be the reality because I think it would be great.
It sounds
But
like if you're not in America, it's
also-
not gonna work.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
That's
Maybe
my
not.
issue
Alright.
with it.
Where is? That's not what I want. That's not even a little bit what I want. That's what I want. Alright, so Google Stadia, for those who aren't up on the thing, it's effectively like, I guess like Netflix, but for video games.
Yeah, so it's a cloud streaming service for video games. You can play video games on the cloud.
So
Which-
what that means in sort of layman's terms is that like, let's say I'm browsing Google Chrome. I'm on Google Chrome and I'm using it to like browse the interwebs. And I decide I want to go play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I can then open up the like Google Stadia application or extension or whatever it is going to be.
Browser. Yeah, I think it's just in the browser.
Yeah, because it runs through like the Chrome OS and the Chrome browser, and it will then run that on a server and stream it to my PC. So it doesn't matter what kind of laptop, PC, whatever you have, provided
Phone.
it has like, yeah, it'll. I think it works on everything from the Pixel 3 up.
Yeah, anything that has a Chrome
what
browser. that
Google has
could
been claiming.
supports
Anything that can
Stadia.
run Chrome, it'll go on. You can put it on Chromecast on your TV. You can run it on your phone, and it'll do like real high-end video games. Like it'll run anything.
Odyssey, Destiny 2.
Is the idea. They showed it off with Odyssey. But what they've been stouting is or whatever. I don't know how to words. Is it'll cost you $14 a month
Which is Netflix.
for the connection, which is about the same price as I think Netflix is 10. That's $14 US as well, not $14
Oh, okay, yeah,
Australian.
yeah, alright. Yeah.
So like $20
it's-
Australian.
Yeah, sad times to be Oz.
And if you get the like founders pack, which I think is 120. If it's not, I'll find it and
Detected. Nearby location.
I'll annotate
Guarded
this
by
and stuff.
hostiles.
Hopefully, maybe we'll see. Depends on things. You'll get like an actual like box and a controller, I think, or maybe just a controller.
Yeah, there is one with just a controller. I mean, it probably comes with a box. Like the controller.
And then
will
on
probably
top of
be
that,
in the box.
I'm pretty sure you'll still have to buy games. And according to Tech Radar, I think this is, yeah, Tech Radar, it'll run at least 10 teraflops is sort of the power that it stouts, which is higher than any console currently on the market.
Yeah, which is interesting, but it's the internet connection
But that comes
most
with the
people worry
caveat
about.
that in order to run at full 4K and 60 frames a second, they claim you will need a 30 megabit per second connection. They don't say whether or not that's up or down.
That's down. That's absolutely down.
But they would say you'll need it. I think their minimum baseline to get like 720 at 60 frames, at like 30 frames, was 7 megabits down. Why'd you shoot me? That was mean. Which is like, that's not unreasonable. Like, I live in Australia and we're like 60. There's no way you don't get more than 30. You get better internet than I do.
I've in places 25 megabytes is the highest you could ever get, and that's a lot of Australia.
Yeah, this is true. What happened? Like Jinzo.
Right,
I mean, yeah, it's
out.
definitely not for people who live out in the middle of bloody nowhere.
Yeah, but like Queensland's even problem.
I mean, you'll definitely need to live in a city.
Yeah, you'll have to live Brisbane,
But like,
Melbourne,
I get more
Sydney.
than 30 megabits down.
Yeah, but it's probably not constant. Like, I'll check my internet right now.
I mean, I can check it right now, and I bet you it's like 40.
Easy test. Yeah, let's run the speed test.
Riveting content.
Yeah, so I'm getting 40, which is... It's good, but in comparison to the US, we have a bit of an issue.
Yeah,
here.
we rank like
getting
60 something on the international scale for internet, according to Ookla speed test. Even though Ookla speed test isn't great, I think we rank 50th according to Measurement Lab, which is a slightly better metric.
Yeah, we're not in a good spot. Oh, man,
Ow.
there's like 6
Save
people
me.
watching.
Save
Welcome.
me! Oh, there's a legendary!
Oh, I'm being
There's a legendary!
hosted by Dirty Dirt. I don't know who you are. Thanks. I don't know.
Ah, I
think Mixer
died!
does that
Save me,
automatically.
Lachlan!
Oh, what have you done? I can't believe you've done this. That's my...
Alright, yeah, so that's
impression.
not... Look, that's not unreasonable, and I think if I can hit that, then the majority of the world will be able to hit that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean...
my internet is, duty.
Yeah, our internet is... more than duty.
As I say, by the best trackable metric I could find, and I actually did this for a uni assessment, that's how legit this is. We rank 50th in the world for internet service. So yeah, it's definitely not for people who don't live anywhere, who live like, you know, Broken Hill, middle of bloody nowhere in the United States. But I find that that's not the majority of people. And it also begs the question, is how accurate is that? Because I find it very difficult to believe that I would be able to stream a video game at 4K 60 frames with a 35 megabit connection. Like, I do not believe that.
Ah, that's pretty fair. I mean, you probably aren't streaming at 4K. That's the problem here.
It says you're streaming at 4K. That's what it says.
I think
That's
it's
what they
lagging.
claim.
I imagine it's lagging quite a bit. Thanks, man.
I mean, that's what they say, that you will be able to stream at 4K.
Alright.
That's a
big
bold claim. That, as I say, I have difficulty I don't have. Oh shit! Shit! I'm gonna die. Save me!
What, friend? What is this? You're a higher level than me.
I'm also bad at the video game. Yeah. And it'll, I think the appeal is that it will be able to run, it'll sort of, I kind of mentioned this last week, and I think I might have mentioned it to you as well, but the reason that gaming hasn't ever been adopted into, like, the mass consumer culture, that, like, it's still considered, like, a niche thing, is because it has such a high barrier to entry. Like, you've got to
and for those
the
people
Xbox
that
Live
want to play games, Stadia is going to be amazing.
Yeah, like, you've got to have, you've got to pay $400, $500 for the console, then you've got to pay $100 a year for the subscription, and you'll pay $60 for the game, and it's kind of breaking down that barrier a little bit.
Oh man, with a switcheroo.
But like now, you won't have to pay $400 for the console anymore. You'll just have to pay $8.99 for the thing, and then as I say, I'm pretty sure you have to pay for games on top of that.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Destiny's not one of them, but Destiny's going free to play, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and Google seem like, I think the most interesting thing about this is that Google seem like they're pushing it really hard.
But that's like one of, as an Australian, that's one of our biggest issues at the moment.
Yeah, as people who
it's not even
somewhere with no internet.
It's bandwidth. It's not latency. There is also the latency issue, which makes
and like people who live in a place. Google has said, and I'll link the article where I read this below if I can find it. But they said 130 milliseconds of latency is what standard is what you'll be able to sort of expect as standard. They didn't say whether that was additive to what you already get, because 100 milliseconds is basically what you get anyway if you're like playing a game on over the interwebs, like right now what we're doing this second.
Yeah.
Between like I press a thing, the gun shoots, and then the guy takes damage, that's 130 milliseconds.
Yeah, but when you're looking at video games like Overwatch or Destiny's like Crucible competitive modes, you don't want to go into
at highly competitive games like Overwatch and Counter-Strike.
You won't be using
Siege, PvP. It's gonna be like, I think just in like scrolling through, I think I read an article about a guy who used Stadia and was like, I died basically because the latency was too much.
Nah, he was probably just bad, you
Which
know?
I believe, dude.
He was a noob.
Dude, I've seen some reviewers play some games. This is bad. This is not good. That like the guy took like 35 minutes
reviewers, dude.
to finish.
The Cuphead or Doom?
Like the first level of Cuphead, and then gave it a 0. Oh no!
Yeah, that's
it was so bad. That was painful to watch. And then the guy like, I'm not great at Doom, but I sincerely hope I'm not that bad. Oh, it was bad. It was brutal, dude.
Echo nearby.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not bad at Doom.
Yeah, so Google's pushing this surprisingly hard. Like, as I say, Destiny will be, Shadowkeep will be free to play on Stadia. Like, not even just Light. You will be able to play Shadowkeep at 0 cost to you on Stadia. I'm pretty sure.
Might need to
and
fact
it launches
check that
in
one.
November. Pretty sure that's what they said.
I'll believe it, but fact check later.
Because otherwise, like, what did Google purchase essentially? If Stadia is going to be free, if Destiny is going to be free to play anyway.
I don't know. I have no clue.
What exactly are they giving their consumers other than just saying, oh, you'll be able to play this game in exactly the same way you'll be able to play it everywhere else?
Except
so
you can play it
sure.
anywhere.
It's okay. Tougher than we look.
And like that honest, like that, the fact that I could sit in like my lecture theaters and play Destiny on my like phone is such a cool idea. Like, I'm all about it. But also, like, I don't want to believe that that's a reality that we can live in.
Yeah.
Like, I do,
I'd
but also, like,
I believe it's a
Yeah, go
reality that Americans or maybe people in the UK can live in, not Australians. Because just our internet is bad. I wonder how many people use uni Wi-Fi.
It'll be, and they've opened a development studio as well. They've started one of them, headed up by someone who used to work for Ubisoft and made a bunch of the Assassin's Creed games. I don't know her specific, like,
Video games take a long time to make, dude.
Yeah, they do.
And
video games take a very, very long time to make.
And if they
I
only
don't know when
just
they
hired
opened
them.
this studio, and in like the PR press nonsense where they talked about it, it seemed like they had an idea for a game, but they hadn't made any assets. They don't even really have a full staff yet. It's still very much in the pipeline.
Yeah.
So I think Google's relying on other people, and I mean, Google
Like
has the money to
Destiny
make this happen. They have the
More money than
infrastructure and the
Microsoft.
know-how and the money to make it happen.
Yeah, but Microsoft also had
Like,
a
I've mentioned
competing
to you-
product,
Yeah,
which is xCloud.
I
Which
don't know
is
what's going on with xCloud.
Yeah, so basically it's you stream from Microsoft servers or you stream from your own console, from what I've heard, and it's at no additional cost to stream. From what I
And
understand.
Sony are getting on that as well, aren't they? Because Sony realize
Yeah.
they don't understand how a server works, and they'll just get Microsoft to do it, basically.
Yeah, so I think xCloud
Which is not a bad strategy, TBA.
might beat Stadia out.
It'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting to see whether or not either of them are even a platform that is adopted by anyone ever.
Yeah.
And as I say,
I mean,
Google
I think
has
streaming is going
the money to make it happen.
streaming is going to be used. That's absolutely the case.
Like I've said to you like a gajillion times. Google is almost certainly the reason why Bungie left Activision.
Oh yeah, probably. I'm
Like
I'll
they
believe that.
absolutely financed all the fees and all the all the legal fees, all the contract breakage fees that Activision could come up with, because Google have all the money.
The money to do it.
Like
yeah.
they have way more money than Stadia, and that's kind of like what Google does all the time. Is they'll just kind of like throw money at a project and then it doesn't go anywhere, and they're like, all right, whatever. Like shit like Google Plus and like Smart Glass. No, Smart Glass was a Microsoft thing, but like Google Lens as well was a thing.
Google Lens? Is that what it was called?
And yeah, it was there was something like that, right?
We
it
have
would not
HoloLens,
surprise me if there was
Google
something like
Glass.
Google Glass, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like look up all their projects that they currently have running in open quotes.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially just like, we'll just throw money at this project and see what happens, essentially. Because they got so much money, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And they can afford to do that. I think Microsoft have the upper hand here though, because xCloud and the fact that a lot of people are using
The fact
Xbox
that
already
like
to
Microsoft already has an
game.
install base, and assumably they'll leverage Sony's install base as well, and every computer in the world runs
Windows.
Windows.
Yeah. No one uses a
Apart
Mac.
from the few, actually, so many people in my school use Macs, dude. It's depressing.
It's problematic. Please don't use Macs. If you have something to say about it, let me know.
But like, no one's gaming on a Mac.
No.
Like, no one. You're just not. That's just a poor choice.
No one should have it. Use Ubuntu or use Windows.
Bungie's duty.
At least it's on a Mac. You have access
It's
to
true. At
terminal.
least it's not a Mac. Macs are terrible. Did that guy just tell me to kill myself for all the good I'll do? That's a bit rude.
They'll
bit
kill you
much.
so hard that you won't do any more.
Yeah, so
Oh,
like Microsoft already have an install base, and assumably they'll and Microsoft they're good at the service as well.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, bad words.
It's fine. I usually don't edit them out anyway. That's too much work.
I don't usually die. Yeah, I think Microsoft will win the streaming console war.
I think they might have a leg up. I don't think they'll win because I think Google has all the money in the world.
Yeah,
I think it
Microsoft.
could very well potentially just be that they'll like
Bill Gates did.
they'll pull an EA and just be like pay streamers to play on Stadia so that it gets traction essentially.
This is amazing footage. It's all dusty.
Yeah, this is great content, dude. I'm literally like just jumping from like light to light.
I don't know where anything is. I don't play Division.
This is quality video content. I don't play Division ever either. I feel like I need to. I don't even think I finished the story.
Neither. So that's Nintendo. That's Stadia.
That's Nintendo. That's Stadia. Stadia. Like I want to live in a reality where I can play Destiny 2 on my phone. I do, but I don't think we do live in that reality. I don't think that reality is real.
No, I don't think that reality is going to be real in Australia for a very long time. So sad times to be Australian.
Sad times to live in Australia. So our last story is about effectively like the Jesus Christ of video games, CyberPunk 2027.
2077.
Like literally. Yeah, 2077. That's what I said.
I thought you said 2027.
No, I said 2077. 100%. And before I
back.
didn't, and when I added this, I realized that I was wrong. And it's fine. I'll just edit it out if I was wrong. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You did say it the same.
Yeah. So people are mad about it, basically.
Yeah, they're not really. The people that are mad about it are mad about it for stupid reasons.
So the story is that it's actually kind of two stories, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that
So there's no gender.
Numero uno, there'll be no genders, but there will still be genders. It'll just be like non-binary.
Yeah. Everyone
play as a dude, and it's like you can still play as someone who looks like a dude, but also
you could say that you're
in
a dude.
2027,
as a
gender
dude.
will not be a thing.
But yeah, this is a,
Like when you
mega
can just
liberal.
swap out down there with like a robot.
This is a mega liberal.
And it's all
future.
it all like transforms and it's whatever. Gender will be irrelevant. And that's
Is it neoliberal?
probably the
is that what they
truest
call it?
representation. What?
Is that the name of the? It's a neoliberal future.
Neo-genitalia?
No. It's because like it's mega progressive. That's the idea, right? Of cyber.
I mean, it's not even that it's mega progressive. It's just that like technology has advanced to a point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Can't see the bad guys.
Neither can I, dude. It's bad.
Oh, that's a grenade. I thought it was bad guy.
Yeah, and then the second thing to come out, which I get
Which
a
is a
little
bit
bit
more
more, but it's also like video games got a video game, and I think there's more to this story than what meets the eye. Kind of like a transformer. Oh my god! Nailed it.
They don't have gender. Oh wait, do they?
I don't understand. Like, that's not. I've had many complicated conversations with people about how Transformers do or do not reproduce.
Alright.
I don't
I'm
get
sure
it.
that's an
Like, I just don't.
An interesting podcast topic.
Like,
We could talk
like in
about
the
it another
second
time.
Transformers film, there were baby Transformers. It's like, where did those guys, like, they couldn't live without Energon? But who gave, like, where did those babies come from? Where did babies come from?
Look, I didn't. I'm not a big fan.
And then in the
of,
fourth Transformers film, they didn't
This is a
need
massive
Energon
tangent.
anymore. It's
Michael
fine,
Bay.
don't worry.
101, Michael Bay.
Dude, help us out, Michael Bay. And then they rebooted the Transformers with Bumblebee, which is apparently really good.
Progress resumed.
Yeah, I should have watched that, but I didn't.
I don't know what we're doing. I just by the way.
Waiting for the. Oh, it's night. That's nice.
Yeah, that's what it means when it's something like that. So yeah, that was tangential. Getting back to the point. So the second point is that it's gonna be all first person, like all the cutscenes, all the everything. Basically, it'll be 99.9% first person. The only time you'll ever actually see your character is like in mirrors and stuff, and like in your inventory screen.
The first few cutscenes, I'm pretty sure, are also in third person.
Which is like, I get why people are mad about it. Because like, you know, if you're gonna make a game where like, you know, you gotta customize your clothes so that you can like have maximum style points and stuff.
They are saying
you want to be able to see that character, don't you?
Like,
well, the PR spin is that it's for immersion. I think their PR man tweeted out that it was all about immersion. But I think it's potentially more of a time-saving, cost-cutting shenanigans. Because it's like if you have 100 customization options, all those customization options have to work. They have to not have visual glitches. They have to not create any bugs in the system. You know, they all have to visually work essentially, which can take a lot of time and a lot of money. Which I don't doubt CD Projekt Red can do, but it's also like they got to put the game out sometime. Which leads me to the point that they may well patch in a third-person mode later down the line, because they were talking about patching and like adding multiplayer later down the line as well.
Yeah, they've also got like Witcher was very well looked after the game came
out,
so we can expect.
Person?
Yeah. Well, but it was still looked after. Like, we could look at it too as an example.
Yeah, like that. Witcher's
happen.
DLC was like, that's how you do DLC.
Yeah.
And people were also mad about that DLC because CD Projekt Red has been like, we're not gonna do DLC. We want to put out a completed game, but also here's a bunch of DLC.
Yeah,
but the DLC is phenomenal. Like, I still think the dude from Hearthstone is like one of the best characters in the video game.
The genie?
No, not the genie. They're like the main villain. It's not the main villain. The dude who's immortal.
Yeah, isn't he like a genie? I forgot what he was.
No, the guy who the genie's the guy who makes him immortal.
Oh. Look, I forgot that story. I'll go play it again because it was great. I remember it being fun.
You do it right now. I've beaten that game like a gajillion times.
Look, I'll leave.
Great. I might actually buy it on. I might buy it on PC. I bought it on Switch.
Buy it on PC.
Well,
don't buy it on Switch.
I'm sorry, Nintendo. I'm sure your console is great and I'm sure everyone loves it, but I don't.
Breath of the Wild?
I never will.
It's a good time.
But did I throw the grenade? I'm not sure. Now did I throw the grenade?
What's the other one?
I did, I threw the grenade, I'm the best.
Smash also good game.
Smash is also good. Smash you need friends to play with, and I don't have any of those.
Exactly. Alright. Yeah, so that's stories we have. Do we have any more? We're 41.
I'm at 46, but...
yeah, I had to restart, remember?
Yeah, this is true, you did. You dicked around for a bit at the start.
Sad times.
See, again, that's sort of...
6 viewers.
There was nothing, like, super duper duper spicy in regard to news this week. Last week there wasn't either, but I think Harry kind of went on a bunch of tangents that made things last slightly longer.
Times. You let the
actually,
kill people.
This is good because it gives you a moment to talk about what we're gonna do next week. So next week, it's Borderlands.
It's Borderlands,
right? Borderlands comes
3
out on Saturday next week, I think. It might come out like midnight Friday potentially.
Yeah. So,
but effectively Saturday next week. So what we're gonna do is
your first impressions,
presumably a lot of the first stuff. Like a lot of the podcast will be first impressions, and we'll sort of kind of do a rough aggregate of what everyone else is saying as well about it as well. Just because we're not full-time reviewers, we didn't get early copies, we haven't played it before now, and it doesn't come out till till Saturday, which will be the day we record live, because it'll just work better from a post-production standpoint.
And then we'll do a separate review.
And then either, depending on how I feel in regards to production and making things happen, I might do a separate, like, full review later in the week, or next week on the following podcast if anything has changed or our opinions have evolved in a meaningful way, then we will go back over them.
Yeah. Probably, I think it's we've decided on Mose and Zane, haven't we? That's the so if you want to hear about them,
You'll play Mose, I'll play Zane?
no,
Is
I'm
that
playing
what we're
Zane.
doing?
Well, you're
I
playing
wanted
Mose.
to play Zane!
Okay, you're playing Zane.
I changed my mind!
Oh! Zane, there's
Yeah, so a lot most.
An
This is
agent
a.
needs assistance.
Oh dear! Oh no!
There's a guy behind you.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine, I got this.
It looks
I
like
got
it's
this.
hurting a lot.
Shit!
Agent
I didn't get you.
incapacitated.
Fuck!
God damn it.
Oh no! Yeah, so as
Agent
I
deceased.
mentioned, we do currently record on Monday night, but we will be recording on Saturday night in future. Again, sort of same time, 6:30ish. 5:30ish to 6:30, 30ish, because it just makes things easier from. How do you play this game? How do you respawn? Is here the first place? Is that the nearest respawn?
Yeah, my nearest respawn's like.
Because as
halfway up the
I
map.
say, it just makes things way easier from a post-production standpoint, and I'm not staying up till like fucking midnight to make it happen, essentially.
Well, if you want to hear.
And it'll mean essentially I'll have a better final product, which is what I
If you
want.
want to hear our impressions of Zane and Zane.
No. I'll play Mose.
Zane and Flack.
You're
Oh, I'm not playing
playing Flack.
I gotta flick a coin. Flip a coin. It's gonna be a Mara, or is it gonna be?
Four-sided coin.
No, it's gonna be a Mara, or it's gonna be Flack. So
Mara does look really interesting. They all look so
Yeah.
interesting.
they all look so good.
The video game is too good, Lachlan. Make it worse. Make the characters boring so that they're easier to pick between.
You haven't even seen the skill trees yet. They're pretty.
No,
insane.
I haven't. I've intentionally avoided the skill trees. All right, that's topic for next week. We're at about 50 minutes now, which is not bad. We've bloated for long enough. Once again, I've been your host. I don't think we did introductions at the start. Whoops.
No.
That's fine.
We'll just cut this.
I've been your
put it
host.
at the beginning.
Yeah, dude, I'll do it.
Good jokes.
I've been your host. My name is Slim Shady. No, my name is Sam. That was not
You
funny.
forgot your name.
That was not half as funny as you.
No, not the Slim Shady joke. You just forgot your name. Like you full on forgot it.
No, I didn't. It's fine. So my name is Sam Durkis. You can find me on Twitter at Sam Durkis. That's basically the only social I use. It's the easiest way to get in contact with me for whatever reason. You can just scream at me about nothing if you like. I'll probably ignore you. Dude, your gun is pink. I'm jelly.
Yeah, pink guns get wrecked. Oh no, I've got
No,
an
this guy has
axe
pink
being thrown
guns.
in my head.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Pink Gunman at pinkgunman.com.
That's a
Nah,
lie.
You lied too. We were allowed to lie. I'm Lachlan. I'm co-host. I learnt that last week. Good times. And
It's
welcome,
fine, we'll still figure it
welcome,
out.
and not welcome to the Woefully Underprepared podcast.
Why are you welcoming them? This is the end.
Yeah, but you're gonna cut it into the beginning as well.
No, I'm
remember?
not. I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. That's
No.
that'll
Now
be
it
weird.
doesn't make sense. All right, that's it. Oh,
And they can't find you anywhere on Twitter because you're a loser and you don't have Twitter.
yeah, basically.
Dude, arguably I'm a loser because I do have Twitter, but it's fine. I have
Arguably,
one. It's part
anyone
of my job.
that's watching this that has Twitter is a loser. Just waiting for
Oh,
my
get
views to
fucked.
tick off.
Get
Oh.
fucked, Twitter users.
Look, I
All
actually
right.
do have a Twitter,
Thank you.
and I'm watching this.
What? Thank you, and good night. We will see you next week.